Before I start with what I was going to talk about today, I want to tell a quick story that happened just earlier this afternoon on the way here, based on some of the stuff that's already been said about, knowing the people sitting next to you and the people you're interning with. Before I came here, I met with someone I interned with about 10 years ago, give or take, who now worked in a different office. We met for coffee. It's not too often I come up here anymore in person. And as I was leaving the coffee on the way to the Capitol from Dirksen, someone stopped me in the hallway. It was someone who actually interned for us, who eventually was hired on and now works for a different office. And that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. They since had moved to Utah and moved back. So I say this because I didn't realize, when I first started interning, that truly my best friends to this day would be the ones I'm still best friends with today. I've lived with my fellow interns before as staffers. So really, while you're here, get to know the people you're interning with, you're sitting next to, because they will really be your best allies in many years to come. So enough of that. I'm here to talk about how to advocate for yourself during your internship. How many of you are from more than 50 miles away? Exactly. I'm from Maine. I actually started my love Maine. So I started my internship actually in a state office, and then eventually came down to DC for a summer internship to see if I actually liked DC, and then eventually was hired on. And one of the things I was told first, from someone I actually had gone to college with, who was a staffer who I had known before, he had interned a couple years beforehand, is, do you want to get hired? And thinking to myself, I just graduated. I'm like, yeah, I'd like a full-time job. I'd like to make some money. My boss was one at the time, one of the only members of the Senate that actually did pay interns, but yeah, I'd like a full-time job. I'd like to know what I'm doing in about 12 weeks. And he sat me down, he's like, all right, here's an issues list. Here's a list of the people that work on whatever issue, the different issues in the office. Go and introduce yourself to every single one of them. Say, I'm interested in your issue. Your issue is like one of the most fascinating things there is, even if it is or isn't, and get to be their person. Ask them, what can I do to help you? Is there anything you can do? Is there a letter you need written? Is there a binder for hearing you need to be put together? Always go and ask them, introduce yourself and ask them, what can I do to help you? And don't just do it once, do it almost daily. And I didn't really understand what that meant until, several years later when, I was on staff and we had interns. You'll learn very quickly that staffers are extremely busy and oftentimes don't have time to go walking down the hall or, to the front office and asking, hey, do you have a few minutes to do something for me? It really is helpful while they're working for you to go up and say, hey, you look really busy. Do you have any small projects that I can help with? And the answer will always be yes. In fact, if they say no, I wouldn't believe them. And I think I say all this because that really gave really good opportunities that I think helped make me get hired down the road. And I'm not just saying for those who may have already graduated, but those who might still be in their sophomore or junior year. Several people in my old office interned and then came back 2 or 3 years later and were hired on because of the drive and determination that they showed that they were hard workers. And during my internship, towards the end, I was able to start doing some of those things that Taylor had on his slide. Starting showing up vote recommendation memos. I mean, it's not from you. Someone else looks at it, but it's not just sitting there at the front answering phones, giving tours, which I want to be clear, very important, and still giving tours was one of my favorite things to do. But really showing that will to do more and make yourself available will get you far. And all of you that travel within 50 miles away, you want to make the most of your time here, and showing that will help you do it. So thank you so much.